All right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Herodes with an awkward D in the title. Um, Herodes is an exhilarating shoot 'em up game set in a future where cutting edge technology meets the depths of the human body. Step into the role of a courageous agent tasked with the ultimate mission, saving humanity from a mysterious and deadly virus that defies all known cures. So basically, the fantastic journey made shmup form.
Yep, you are piloting, or that one episode of Futurama. Really, they've done it all kinds of times. You are you and your space fighter ship, are shrunk down to minute size and injected into a person's body to literally shoot laser bullets at the disease that's infecting them, which apparently is what Herodes is the disease.
I want to slap whoever named this disease.
Uh-huh. So the progression in this game is actually approximately Mega Man style. There is an intro stage, and then after that, you choose stages. You also get a new weapon or a new special weapon from every boss you beat, and those you press the top face button on the controller to use those. At the beginning, you have a bomb that mostly slows things down more than doing damage. And there's also a dash move that I'm not sure what does, which is on right face button. This game does two things that I really enjoy in a side-scrolling space shooter and wish more of them did. Those two things are you specifically have like 3 hits or a little bit more if some of them are glancing before your ship is destroyed. And the shoulder triggers let you fucking turn around and shoot behind you, which would be useful if I got to a part of the game where enemies are coming primarily from the back. And it's pretty much an instant swap. So uh, that is approximately the complete list of things that I like, really, about this game as a space shooter. Um, okay, I guess the Mega Man progression is also interesting, but Darius did like half of that. Um, First thing that really bugs me is that we seem to be dealing with pixel size inconsistency in a retro art style game. The background art pixels are significantly bigger than the ones in your ship, and the ones in the actual HUD are unrelated. And the enemies are generally relatively low in character for being, you know, virus cells or whatever. Um, First boss is a pretty classic Gradius boss, I feel like. You get these unskippable text sequences at the start of each level. And you have to, once you get to the level select part, you have to start the level. Like when you die, there's no return to level select option. You have to like start the level over and then go and then quit, which bothers me. Um, and then just generally, some of the stages require relatively fine maneuvering. There is an upgrade to your gun that I think comes when you fill the genome whatever bar, yeah. Which gives you one straightforward firing thing and then two side things that kind of wiggle back and forth over the central line of fire, which is nice normally, although also each of the other stages has a gimmick which is kind of neat, although I don't think they're implemented great. Um so it's not the only I mean there are issues. Although Petty Fan seems to be better at this genre and is getting better at using the dash than I ever was, so um So yeah, that's also every time you beat a stage, except for the first one, you allegedly get a new cosmetic design for your ship, apparently, which is also kind of neat. So yeah, for the first beating the first stage, you get a big laser that shoots forward, kind of like the one the boss used that Pettyfan died to last time. I expect it to be similar for the other one. So yeah, but then, so like the other levels that you select are parts of the body. So the heart stage has a special mission or has a special requirement where basically the walls have a health bar. So you have to be careful about how much you fire wildly, or you will can lose from that. One of the other stages, I think it was the kidneys, was it the kidneys? I tried 4 of the different stages. I did not even try the ones that were listed as hard or listed as infection level high. One of them has very few enemies, but it's dark and you need to dodge. One of them has you have to shoot this many. You have to get this high of a score, defeat this many enemies to get through. Because that one has a very high level of infection or whatever. Which I think ultimately having that kind of bonus requirement is actually kind of neat, but I don't think they're implemented that great necessarily. I know the control just feels a little bit. It could be a little bit more precise, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at it because Pettyfan doesn't seem to be having as much trouble as I know. Also, in between stages, you have earned a certain amount of points, which I think is literally your score. And you can use those to power, I believe, permanent upgrades to speed, damage, and durability, as well as possibly another thing that I did not have nearly enough points for after one stage. So that's about all the details of the gameplay I got. I got a decent amount of the way into the other stages, but I did not actually beat any of them, which unpleasantly reminded me of the experience I would have with Mega Man games back when I played with them. And even now, the period before you beat your first of the actual bosses is always the hardest. I feel like I've been a little bit rambly. Do you guys have any questions that have come up or anything?
I think
Not really.
I also have a few minor issues with just part of the reason I was negatively inclined towards it initially was just the way it opens by default in full screen, and you have to go through a tracked mode or introductory text thing to get to the part where you can select the menu to put it not in full screen, and then I was unable to find a way to actually make it resize when it wasn't in full screen, although Pettyfan apparently discovered that you could do that by friggin' making it full screen, changing the resize menu option, and then putting it out of full screen, which doesn't seem like the way that things should work to me. So that's not amazing. And yeah, I don't have that much else, I don't think.
Yeah.
And when it did load in full screen, the dimensions of the screen weren't actually wide enough to show all of the text in the text boxes. I mean, it's just the generic introduction of the society has a disease, and oh yeah, that's another thing. The special weapon graphics are also sometimes another big violation of the pixel size thing. And yeah, now here we are. As you can see, this is the upgrades option. Health condition will give you previews of missions eventually, but you have to actually do one first. I think maybe that's to hint about which one you have an advantage against. Upgrades, again, you can't really afford one after the first one. And I don't even know what DNA core is. And then the Herodes.
I guess it's your ship type. Like I guess you can get other ships.
Oh, right, that's what it was. Yeah, you can change your ship there.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess you don't need to buy that, but you have to beat the actual stages to do it. And then Herodes on that menu is just some world information, I guess. I think that also updates after missions. So yeah, overall, I'm not going to say this is a bad game, but it could be improved a lot by being a little bit tighter and maybe by the basic in-stage upgrades having a little bit more to them instead of doing all of it for between stages. And again, there are some technical things that kind of annoyed me about it. And I'm not going to underestimate the value of giving you a couple of hits even without some kind of shield and allowing you to fucking turn around and shoot things that you missed or that are attacking from behind. So that's probably about where I am on it. How much is the price, Adam?
It is $4.99, no matter what the system.
Yeah, for $5, it's probably fine. As it's assuming you are positively disposed towards space shooters. It just made me think of a lot of other space shooters that, on one hand, have tighter controls or better in-stage upgrade things, but also like are way less forgiving when you die. So, or when you get grazed by something, I should say. So yeah, I think that's about where I am. I would give that I guess a general. Sure, check it out. General recommendation if the genre appeals to you.
All right, then. I think we are done with Heroes here.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to tune in after the break as we review Knuckle Sandwich.